Good day, everyone. I am teacher Xenia, and I will be your English teacher for today. Today's session will focus on the future tenses of verbs. Before we begin, let's take a glance at the following learning objectives, followed by today's learning outcome. Now, today's discussion shall focus on two main points. First would be the future tenses, and the other one would be the holidays, which would be the context by which we will discuss the four future tenses. On your screen are the four future tenses in the English language with their corresponding examples. For example, future simple, I will visit Thailand. Future continuous. I will be visiting Thailand. Future perfect. I will have visited Thailand. Future perfect continuous. I will have been visiting Thailand. Let's begin with the future simple. This is used to talk about a time later than the present and could be used in different ways. The basic form would be will or won't plus the base infinitive of the word. In informal conversations, we can also do some contractions. For example, will you travel? I will travel. I won't travel. We use the simple future for instant or spontaneous decisions, for future predictions based on a belief, for promises, offers, requests, threats, or future facts. We can also make use of shall instead of will. However, it's of more formal conversation. For example, shall I book this flight for you? That example would be for communication for work purposes. Alternatively, we can also make use of the phrase be going to for predictions based on evidence or for future plans. Let's test your knowledge on the use of the future simple. Now, using your own sentences, share to your classmates your holiday plans for next month. Wonderful answers. Let's now proceed to the second type of future tense, which is the future continuous. Now, we use the future continuous to talk about things in progress or ongoing at a particular time in the future. The form here would be will or won't plus be plus ing form of the verb. For example, will I be traveling? I will be traveling. I won't be traveling. We use the future continuous for an action in progress at a specific time in the future. Or it could also be used for something that we see as temporary or new. We can also make use of the future continuous for predictions about future events or at present. Lastly, we can also use it for polite enquiries. However, here's an exception. In the case of stative verbs, we use the future simple tense. We don't say, I'll be being a tour guide in 5 years. That is grammatically incorrect. The correct sentence would go like this: I'll be a tour guide in 5 years. Let's have another activity, this time on the future continuous. Here's an essay written using the future simple form of the verbs. I will give you 20 minutes to transform the verbs to future continuous from future simple. You may start now. Let's answer. I will be flying. Good. The plane will be living. Correct. I will be staying. That's right. I will be buying. They will be liking. I will not be swimming. And I won't be working. Very good. You all deserve a round of applause. Are there any questions so far? If there's none, then let's proceed to the next type of the future tense, which is the future perfect. Now, this time, the future perfect is used to talk about a completed action in the future. The form here would be will or won't plus have plus past participle form of the verb. However, take note of irregular verbs. For example, will I have finished? I will have finished. I won't have finished. We use the future perfect if an action will be completed before a specific time. Okay? We use it also if we see the following phrases by or by the time, that would mean some time before. And if we see these indicators as well, in, in a day's time, in 2 weeks, and so on, that would mean at the end of a particular period. Now let's have another activity. This time it's going to be a pair work. So we'll be having some sort of simple conversations with our partner. So what you're going to do is to share to your partner your dream holiday in the future by completing the following statements. So 5 years from now, what do you think have been accomplished by you in terms of visiting certain places? Okay, who would like to share what transpired in their conversation? Thank you very much for that wonderful exchange of ideas. Let's now move on to the last type of future tense, which is the future perfect continuous. Now, we use this to show that something will continue up until a particular time in the future. The form here would be will or won't plus have plus been plus the ing form of the verb. For example, will I have been driving? I will have been driving. I won't have been driving. We use the future perfect continuous to show that something will ensue up until a particular time in the future. Another is to show something just finished just before another time action. And of course, the most common would be through the use of these time expressions, such as tomorrow, next year, and so on. Let's have our last activity. This time, we have some pictures, and you would see here some sample sentences using the future perfect continuous verb tense. For example, I will have been spending my vacations in Bangkok for 3 years. Another would be, by next year, I will have been touring Koh Samui for 2 years straight. Now your turn. Look at the following pictures and come up with your own sentences. Fantastic examples. I hope that those would happen in the near future. Well done, everyone. Let's summarize our discussion for today. So we've taken the 4 types of future tenses, which are the future simple, the future continuous, the future perfect, and the future perfect continuous. Thank you very much, and I hope you learned a lot from today's session. See you again next time.